and for being with us at this final of the STARTCUP challenge that we are organizing for the third year in a row. Thanks to the World Football Summit, who's trusting us this competition, where we get to meet some of the most innovative technology in sports industry. So my name is Sofia. I'm representing the Global Sports Innovation Center, powered by Microsoft. We are the partners on this competition, and this year we have also the third part, the next sports, so also thank you. And, well, just to tell you that we are really, really happy with this third edition because, well, I'll just let the numbers to speak by themselves. Last year we received around 70 inscriptions to this competition from 25 countries, and this year we just doubled that number, and we screened 140 companies from 40 different countries. So this is a great indicator of that the competition had grown, the Global Sports Innovation Center had grown, and the World Football Summit, congratulations, the event is growing considerably. So today we will have the presentations from the 7 finalists that we chose from those 140. They are all here on the front row with us. They're coming to us from Sweden, from Netherlands, from United Arab States, United Kingdom, and US. So thank you for coming, and I congratulate you already. You're here in the final. Today we'll have 2 different awards. The one is going to be from our jury, who's going to decide who is the best from these 7. And then you, the audience, will decide who is your favorite, who you will like the most. And that company will also receive their special mention and a prize. This year we are awarding the winner with a 1 year of free membership at the Global Sports Innovation Center, and all the benefits that you will get as the rest of our partners. And then you will get also the business trip to Microsoft headquarters in Redmond and a business trip to Silicon Valley, right? So this is an amazing prize set that you will get. And yeah, the jury will decide who's going to be the lucky one, and we'll go to all of those trips. I'm just going to introduce you briefly all the jury members. They are 14 in this case. So we have today the Sebastian Lancestrimer, the Sports Business Managing Director for Microsoft Corporation. Iris Cordova, the Global Manager of the Global Sports Innovation Center. We have Ryan McCumber. Ryan is a CEO of Tech AI Advisors, coming to us from Australia. We have also Monir Sok, the founding partner of the Next Sports. We have Minerva Santana, the digital development responsible from La Liga. I'm sorry, you are too many. Also Javier Martinez, the founding partner of the Mallorca Millennials. We have Beatriz Lopez, the advisor to Minside, the new company by Indra. We have Francesco Mategazzini from the Infront Lab in Italy, Eulogio Ruiz from Atos, the Chief Science Officer, right? Nicolás Garcia, also the head of La Liga Global Network. And I hope I'm not missing anyone. Okay, Alberto Ramon is the Chief Operating Officer at JS3 Sports, correct. Okay, so now that we know them all, I will explain briefly what's the dynamics of this competition. You all will have 3 minutes each to present your pitch. I'll be very strict with the timing. You have here the timer. My first signal to you, if you are running out of time, I will raise my hand, just. And then if you didn't finish by that time, I'm so sorry, I'll have to interrupt you. I hope I'm not going to have to do this. After your presentation, the jury will have to make you one question at least, okay? So they can get more details on your projects. And when we are done, the jury is going to deliberate. They're going to the room next door. And the audience is going to vote for their favorite. We're going to choose that special mention from the public. So we're starting in alphabetical order. And the first one to present is Philip Skogsberg. Philip is coming to us from Sweden, and his company is called Challenger Mode. He's a co-founder in this company. Please, Philip.
Thank you. Is there a clicker? Or?
Yes, here.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Philip, as Sophia said. I'm the co-founder of Challenger Mode, and we're a company that's democratizing esports infrastructure. League of Legends, one of the world's largest computer games, had more viewers during last year's World Championship finals than the NBA had. Twitch, which is like the YouTube for game streaming, has more daily viewers than the ESPN. There are more gamers in the world than there are sports players. And 60% of people who watch esports also compete in those games, compared to just 10% in a sport like football. And while there are a few thousand professional esports players in the world, there are more than 300 million competitive or hardcore gamers. And it's said that esports is going to debut in the Olympic Games in 2024. And that's why esport is becoming the biggest sport in the world. But in a sport with just a few thousand professional gamers or professional players and hundreds of millions of hardcore or dedicated participants, that's a sign of a deeply rooted inaccessibility or a gap in the market, which is why it's our mission at Challenger Mode to make esports as accessible as regular sports. Because in regular sports, the right infrastructure and the right tools are needed to make the sport as accessible as it needs to be. This means tournaments, leagues, and competitions at every skill level, the tools that allows gamers to connect and build their teams and communities, and a way for regular players to take their passion to the next level. And of course, Challenger Mode is the solution. It is the only digital platform available on all of the devices, where users socialize and compete and organize in and around esports. It's fully automated and integrated with some of the biggest games in the world, such as League of Legends and PUBG, for which we hosted more than 2/3 of the online qualifiers for the World Championship in that game this year. We've done more than 20,000 online tournaments. We're working with some of the largest organizers in the world, such as DreamHack, for which we are the exclusive tournament platform, and we're making revenue from brands like HP and Red Bull. Since 2014, we've built an all-star team with engineers that have won and competed in national programming competitions from companies like Google, Spotify, and Microsoft. Our investors include tech and media executives, as well as Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the football player. And so with this background and the platform that we've built, we're uniquely positioned to structure and monetize what will become the world's biggest sport. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Any question from the jury for Philip, please? Yes, Francesco Mantegasini.
I'm the bad guy in the startup competitions, so I will break the ice today. First of all, good presentation, great group of investors and team and everything. It's great that you already started monetizing. Can you give us a dimension of what kind of monetization? Because you didn't show any financials, so it would be interesting.
Absolutely.
And also your revenues. Which kind of revenue streams do you have?
Yeah. So just like in regular sports, we're making our revenue from sponsorships and advertising, mostly, as well as from essentially what is ticket sales. for people who participate or who create competitions on Challenger mode. And then we have a few additional revenue streams or monetization channels, which we will be integrating into the platform and the business over the coming months and years.
Okay, but can you tell us 2017 revenues or any other data?
It's enough that we need to consider getting a CFO.
Okay, so no despair. You don't have public data?
I can't say that, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Please, Teresa Aguilar from Pivot Sport.
Hi. Yes, sorry, one more question. So congratulations on your presentation. I thought so two related questions. The first one is, are you having any issues getting the publishers to actually let you put their games on your platform? And secondly, how is the whole franchising of esports going to affect your platform?
Good questions. In regards to publishers, what we've seen is actually a growing interest and the publishers becoming more and more open to working with third-party organizers or platforms like us. So, as I said, we're working with PUBG, and we've done qualifiers for them for their official championships. We're also hosting some regional and local competitions for Riot Games, which is the creator of League of Legends, and more working with especially smaller developers, but also publishers like EA Games. And your second question was about franchising. Yeah, exactly. This is currently a highly contentious and an important topic in esports in general, and I'll say I don't have the ultimate answer to that, but there will probably be franchise leagues. I mean, Blizzard Entertainment with Overwatch has attempted to do this already. I think the jury's still out on whether or not they're going to succeed with that in the long term. And we also have some franchising, let's say, business models within the leagues that we're launching on our platform as well.
Okay, thank you, Philip, so much. And we continue with Jasper Schroheim, the founder of Content Stadium, coming to us from Netherlands. Ready?
Yeah, can I press that?
Yes.
Is there someone upstairs that can press the play button for the clips?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Jasper. What we see is that a lot of football clubs, federations have troubles creating the increasing amount of content that's requested by the increasing amount of fans and social media platforms. And it's probably most important to create this content during the live sporting events when fan engagement is highest. And it's not always easy for these companies to create this content. And that's where Content Stadium comes in. Content Stadium is a platform that empowers football clubs, leagues and organizations to instantly create and publish visuals, animations, infographics and videos for social media. And I hope there is...
Can we play the video, please?
1 second, please. So what you're going to see now is a very short demo of how Content Stadium works. Actually of 2 templates from our clients, Olympique Marseille and Club Brugge. And in this content you can see that with a couple of clicks, stats from our partners like Gracenote, Opta, Delta Tray, Sportradar is integrated. So for example, Olympique Marseille, this is what we call the player stats template. So stats are integrated with a click, you edit your photo and your logos, and with a few more clicks you publish your content directly to social media. So the next one is a template of Club Brugge. It's a half-time, full-time template, that's how we call it. Integration with Gracenote stats. A couple of clicks, again, you integrate the stats. And as you can see now, if you want to duplicate to another size, for example for Instagram or Facebook, it's also done within 1 click and you can still adjust your content. And the next one is, it's not a football template, it's by the Belgium Olympic Committee. And it's an animation, it's downloaded as an MP4, as a video. This was their best post ever, not only due to Content Stadium, but it's their first medal in 20 years. So these are just a few examples. At this moment we have over 120 clients. The FIFA during the World Cup made all their content for social media with our platform. We have around 30-35 football clubs. We just partner with League One in France. Roland Garros is making their content with our platform. Yeah, some examples, visual examples. FIFA, I'm sure you've all seen them. Roland Garros, BNP Paribas, We Are Tennis, not football. And the new templates of Olympique Marseille, we're pretty proud of the designs actually. So it's what we all make in-house, design and build, and then our client does the social media content creations themselves. Yeah, this is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jasper. I will just say that we have enough time so the jury can make all the questions you want to ask our participants. So please, if you have any question for Jasper, go ahead.
Good presentation. I want to ask, what's the level of personalization that you offer to the different teams? So just to avoid the copy-paste from one team to the other, one competition to the other.
Yeah. It's fully custom, so in terms of design, content creation, templates. So everything is fully based on the client's demands. Good question.
Sorry, what's the business model like?
In fact, it's a license fee, so the fees depends on the amount of templates you buy, actually. So there's no setup. So the more complex the templates are, the more expensive. So it starts at 3 templates for 1 year. That's the minimum term. And in terms of revenue, our clients are anywhere in between, I don't know, 3,000–4,000 euros a month, sorry, a year, and 50,000–60,000 euros, or 70,000 or 80,000 so euros a year.
Any other question, Ryan?
Hi, Jasper. Who are your competitors, and what's your differentiator to them? Because I've seen some bigger companies that have some AI stuff doing this without it, so I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, we got a couple of competitors, one in France and one in England. I don't like to mention their names. I'm sure they're in the room here somewhere. Well, our platform is most flexible in terms of content creation. With one template, you can create a lot of content by switching colors, positions of text, photos, etc. So I think that's our most competitive advantage, and what editorial teams of clubs like. Although it's recurring content, they want to be able to vary in the type of content. We have video. That's the second biggest advantage. So you can not only edit, I didn't show you in the presentation because it's a short time, but you can not only edit visuals or animated stills, but you can also edit with videos. And that's, well, our strongest competitive advantage. But we have at this moment, and I don't know if they're here, but the biggest list of features actually.
Thank you, Jasper. And no more questions? Okay, Javier, again. You have the mic here.
What's your organization look like? Because now we need to rate you.
Sorry?
We need to rate you as a juror,
yeah.
Right? So one of the points is, how are you prepared to continue working? So what about your organization? What's the team look like? Who's backing all this initiative?
Yeah, we've got a team of around 25 people, bunch of great developers. Well, the competitive advantage is the ease and the intuitive with which you can create your content. So our team of developers all have a design background, which is very important to be able to create our templates and our content. Designers are in our team, planning, business development in several countries. Yeah, that's it. And a strong management team, CTO, with all sports and well, tech backgrounds, of course.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jasper.
Thank you.
So we continue with Daniel Weiss, the CEO of NFC Sound, also from Netherlands. Just let me restart that. Of course. Ready?
You want to engage your fans. Just how are you going to communicate with them? The problem is called connectivity. Even the tech giants can disappear for hours from the net. If your engagement relies on the internet, you cannot reach many fans. Like the NFL, after spending so many millions in Wi-Fi, they reach only 49% of the attendees at the Super Bowl. Now, there is a faster, safer, more affordable solution than Wi-Fi to engage fans. It's called the Internet of Sound. We use the sound as a technology protocol to send data. For example, I want to send this coupon. I will broadcast it through the speakers. The app will listen for data in the sound around us. When data is detected, will be decoded on the device itself without delays or buffering, even if 1 million or 2 million smartphones decode data at the same time. We engage people very nearby, the entire stadium, and we are the first company in the world, or maybe the second, that can reach offline through radio and TV. Let me show you the flow. I will disconnect the telephone from the connectivity. I will broadcast signals with data that the app will listen, like now, and the code, in this case, has decoded the coupon. Now I'm going to validate this coupon without hardware, without scanners, internet, just with by broadcasting signals with validation data, one speaker, one signal, and I can check in entire stadium. Data has been decoded, ticket has been validated. We can replace almost any hardware, like this new Manchester City smart wristband that costs $100. We can do similar things through the sound for 30 cents. I hope you can see the potential for sponsorship revenues here. They even have a countdown for kickoff. Let me show you our countdown. It will be ultrasonic triggered, broadcasted from the speakers at the stadium into a synchronized selfie that has 1 million possibilities for marketing, sponsorship, revenues, etc. Compared to Wi-Fi, we cost cents. Still, we outperform Wi-Fi by reaching more than 70% of users at the average at games. With our software embedded in your apps will be downloaded statistically more times more than usual from the App Store. Fans today are engaged only when the internet allows. We engage fans everywhere. All this is offline. We are not only a smart, new, connected, patented technology that changes the ways of how and where we connect with fans, we are also the only offline and affordable alternative to Wi-Fi for mass engagement. We are also a game changer that is setting the new protocols of the interactions and engagement of the future between fans, sponsors, and teams through the sound and not through Wi-Fi. If your phone has a microphone, we can engage you, regardless where you are. I'm Daniel, NFC Sound. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Great presentation. So, questions? There was another mic over there. Can we please
This one?
pass it?
Thank you, Daniel, for the presentation. Have you successfully tested these stadiums indoor, outdoor? Any difference? The engagement rate, how that was proved? Thank you.
The only resources we use from the telephone is the microphone. So we can engage every telephone with a microphone, let's say. Our engagement rate is much, much higher than other technologies, and also stadiums have and events everywhere. Entertainment in general, they all have speakers. So when there is speakers, we can propagate data and we can extract this data from the sound and decode it in the telephone. Our engagement rate is very high. All the infrastructure stadiums have is already there, data speakers, so we can engage wherever there is. Unlike internet, the sound is everywhere. So we can engage people in the Sahara, in the Paris-Dakar, in the Giro d'Italia. Without zero connectivity, we can engage them all.
You have done this?
Yes, absolutely. In basketball, our apps are embedded in the EuroLeague of basketball, in hockey, in US university basketball, and many other fields.
Have you tested the concurrent users, number of users, concurrent number of users?
The question is that every device decodes the data individually. This is a peer-to-peer connectivity. It means that if I send a signal here to this entire area, each telephone will decode the data from the sound. The same way, I throw my voice and everyone listens with his own ear, okay? So we don't pull the data from servers. There is not congestions or things like that.
Hi, Daniel. I've seen you present before, and the story actually is better from when you presented last time, so congratulations for that. I still have a question. Do you have a client, like a paid client? Is someone, you said you've tested it and tried it and some of the things. Is there like a paid client that's coming? Do you have revenues for this?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do.
Okay. Can you say who they are?
If we sign an NDA.
Okay.
And then I think that it's going to be very hard to judge because there's a lot of things you haven't put in your presentations, especially team revenues, anything. So, but I will go to another question because I've been confused about your startup for a long time because I know another startup called FunPictor. You probably know. I didn't understand if they're buying the technology from you. So where are you positioned? Are you going straight to the clients or are you selling to other startups the technology to go to the final client?
Our clients usually are not only in sport, for example, the US Army anti-terror department that is using, for example, the sirens from police. Discrete messaging is being used in different sort of industries, check-ins, security of nuclear centrals, and I mean, those are our clients. We don't have middlemen. I don't know who Victor is.
FunPictor, you don't know FunPictor, okay.
FunPictor? No.
Yeah, it's a Swiss startup that sells basically the same technology.
Never heard of them, but it's not. We don't have middlemen.
So you don't have patent on the technology because
No,
the same technology.
not at all. And also, we don't present much of the team because it is so difficult to explain something that nobody but I've heard about that we don't have time for that. If I say, for example, we use artificial intelligence to do this and that, you know what artificial intelligence is. But if you say we use the sound to, we are building an offline connected world. This is an incompatibility of terms for most people. So.
Okay, but if you go to a STARTCUP, I would suggest to put a slide with the team, okay? Because otherwise, don't come to a startup competition.
Invite me next year then.
Okay. Do you have more questions for Daniel? Okay. Thank you, Daniel, so much. The next one to present is, this is Courtney Jeffries, the Vice President of Sales of Satisfy Labs, the company from USA. Courtney?
Yes. First of all, thank you for hosting this. We're very honored to be a part of it. What Satisfy Labs is addressing is providing your fans with a highly valuable source of information where they engage with you either in game day, either in ticketing, wherever your revenue streams are, and capturing the information and valuable data that you can leverage for your business strategies. Right now, where do they go for information? They can go to websites, they can go to apps, they can go to your Google search, they can go to a human being. Along this spectrum, the revenue is in jeopardy. Right? It's going to cost more to have a one-to-one interaction with a customer service rep versus going to a Google search, for example. The problem, though, where they're all consistent, is lacking in the consumer data that you're going to get to be able to leverage against your business strategies. Satisfy Labs has created a virtual employee to come in and fill that gap. We are filling that gap by capturing 100% of the conversations that come into you. Last year, we had 7.5 million conversations come through our bot. Nearly 2 million unique users are using our conversation. Where this is important to you, where this is important to facilities, to leagues, to teams, you're evaluating your efficiency much better. You know if your communication strategies are sound. By mining all of the information that's coming in, you now understand exactly what a fan is looking for. What are they looking for in the building? What are they looking for out of their team engagement with you? Our sophisticated knowledge goes 4 levels deep. We take the item, we take the intent, and we take the context associated with anything that somebody asks in order to deliver back highly valuable information about what they're looking for. This is our client list. We are not only in professional sports, we are in any tourism, entertainment, travel, sports. We're also developing in retail. And why we're doing that is because conversational AI is so critical when you think about the functionality of Google. Google does not help me when I get into the door, right? This is where we fill that gap. What does it look like? It looks like a chatbot, of course, but it lives in SMS, it lives in web, it lives in app, it can live as an Alexa skill, it can live as Facebook Messenger. We address ticket sales and service, we address food and beverage finder, we address merchandise, we address partnership inclusion, most valuable. We heard it, for those of you in the session before, talking about adding value to partners. There's no reason why our chat can't function as a Google search. What we want out of the World Football Summit, we're an American company. We certainly work with MLS teams, but we know that there are any number of unique qualifiers for soccer, for football in the world that we do not know. Obviously, because I just called it football, didn't I? Or soccer. We want to engage with leagues. We want to engage with tournaments and teams here to better understand how we can take our AI and impact your revenue stream, specifically through higher engagement, higher quality engagement of customer service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Courtney. Please, the question round for Courtney.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The business model is a service,
It's a subscription model. We take the most simple knowledge that we could deliver to you, and as you add on, the subscription becomes more expensive. We generated $1 million in revenue last year with our clients. We're on pace for $3 million this year. And again, in looking past just sports in general, we're looking at $6 to $9 million next year, depending on how our retail works out.
Thank you. More questions? Monique?
Yeah, hey, Wendy, great presentation. What prohibits Google from coming in?
What prohibits Google from coming in? The hyper-localized search functionality that Google lacks for a physical building is what's preventing them from coming in. We take your unique content, any building's unique content, and deliver that back in our own proprietary NLC. Google is capable of scraping, to be sure, but they're not going to deliver back a personality. For example, some of the screenshots I showed have the name or the brand, or there's personality and feel of what the team looks like. Google is going to be much more administrative.
Thank you. Other questions?
A little info on the team, please. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
Can you give us a little overview of your
Yes,
team,
absolutely.
or is it secret?
Our founders are data algorithmic trading designers, Bloomberg, CVIC, Pitney Bowes, Citibank.
How many guys, people
15.
in general? 15.
15. My background is in professional sports. I spent time working with the Oakland Raiders in Madison Square Garden. So as you can imagine, that's why I'm working on the sports side of things.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Do we have more questions for Courtney? Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. And now it's time for Borja, the CEO and co-founder of VALORA Football.
Hey there, this time is me. This is Borja Burguillos from VALORA Football.
Sorry, Borja.
He's running. And I would like to ask you something, which is that when was the last time you rate something or you rate someone? Because I'm saying that because usually we rate things all the time, every time. I mean, if you came from by Uber, probably you have rated the driver, we rate hotels, we rate experience, we rate people, we rate professionals, we rate everything. So we were wondering about why don't we rate football players? It's basically, seriously, it's like we spend hundreds of hours, maybe you are a fanatic, thousands of hours every year watching football, and we don't have the opportunity to rate them, to rate our stars, our favorite players. No? So this is what we do. This is what we are trying to achieve here. We see that we have many statistics around football and around sports, but we see a gap, from the point of view of the fan. We try to help the industry to put fans at the center of the stage, and we do basically with the product that we have designed. We have designed a SaaS product. And we try to what we try to do is we want to ask fans. We want to ask fans. It's very simple because you just need to rate in the typical standard internet rating from 1 to 5 stars. And while you are watching the game, you rate your team. How do you do this? You do this. What we do is we embed our product, in the different channels, in the different stakeholders, the football stakeholders. Mainly now we are working with media and with football clubs. They have the fans, they have the audience. So they have different channels. We have designed this software which it could be embedded in web app, through the API in the television, OTT, or in social media. What we do is we capture all this information, all this data from the fans, we cook the data, and then we generate two kind of different information. First one, which is how we started. We call it the players' performance data, which is just, well, how you think the players are doing during the games. And the second one, which is the fan behavior data, which is basically, well, just to try to understand better the behavior of the fans. It's like how they are rating from different places, okay? How we do it? Well, as I said, we connect, through our different clients. We capture the data, the information, we analyze, and then we spread this data. We give them back the data, the information. Okay? How we do it? Well, our product has different widgets, which could be easily embedded in any website, any application, or any digital platform. Also, like a microsite and the API, which is normally this is used by the broadcasters because they want to take the information, they want to display the information during the games, okay? And what we are doing, well, we are partnering, now we are talking with clubs, but we are starting with media. So we are partnering with Televisa in Mexico, we are working with beIN Sports in Middle East, with STC for the Saudi League also in Middle East, also with Sport here. And our main goal, and what we are discussing now, is, well, that they want to display during the games in live, the real information from the fans.
Sorry, Borja, you're running out of time.
Yeah, well, I'm done, and this are some of the clients or leads that we are now currently working.
Thank you. Please, questions for Borja? Javier.
Could you share with us a little bit of what are your main challenges or threats on the competitive landscape?
Yes, that's a good question, because now we are we started last year where we started to generate revenues through our partnerships mainly with media, and now what we want to do is like we want to grow fast. We need to grow fast because, well, at this stage there is no one doing exactly what we do because we focus purely on fan data. But, well, potentially we might see other partners, even media or the digital players, like getting into this field and trying to compete with us. So it's like our main concern now is go fast, go speed to take like an advantage position.
Okay, thank you. More questions?
The business model is through our product. We are a SaaS product, which these three different kind of product, the widget, the microsite, and the API, and then we charge them per competition and per league, per season. No, it's plug and play. So because this is the point. It's like they have the audience. We don't want to bring the audience to our platforms. Like we want to take advantage of their audience to capture all this information, all this data, cook the data, and give them back. So we are specialized on this.
Great. Do we have more questions for VALORA Football? Okay.
Thank you,
Borja, for your presentation. We continue with Hector Prieto, the CEO of YBVR.
Okay. Right, you have to.
Okay, Hector, whenever you tell me. Ready?
Hello, I am Hector Prieto. I am the CEO of YBVR, the startup that is unleashing the potential of immersive broadcasting. For sure, most of you have already seen video streaming of a tournament of sports. It's an amazing experience when you are there at the best seat of the stadium of your favorite event. We dream with the day that the quality is like retina quality, that so natural experience as being here with you guys. But unfortunately, the technology is still not there. 360 requires more than 4K, and 4K is not enough for 360. Patent pending technology of YBVR already delivers 8K in live in live streaming in 360. Technology is, although the technology is increasing already, some incremental increasing in power of the headsets, and they are lighter and they are having more resolutions. Streaming itself requires a different thinking, a different mindset. The 2D technology for streaming is simply not enough. That was the fact that motivated 4 engineers of video 2 years ago to create YBVR and to create technology that was born for VR and for 360. And we were, the way we ingest the content, or how we process in parallel at the cloud, how we consume at the headset, that's born for VR. As an example, we provide a maximum resolution where you are looking at. And doing so, as a consequence, we get 4 times more quality with half of the bandwidth. So in summary, our technology provides 3 times sharper quality of the video with a 90% lighter use of the network, with being 5 times easier for the chipset at the headset with an unparalleled flexibility. We deliver to our customers an end-to-end solution for immersive broadcasting. We are a software company, so when the customer requires also the production service, we rely on partners for that. Commercially, we have had a very strong traction, having started this year, and we are focusing eSports and sports also. We have already 8 very solid customers. You have the logos here, and our business model is business to business. So our business model is based on usage. We are a team of 4 very senior entrepreneurs with a lot of experience on video, business, and technology. We had already another startup that was acquired by Ericsson. And we are based at the Silicon Valley on the headquarters, having the development team here in Madrid. We are raising a seed of investment. We are more than happy to show you the demo. I have here the headset. We have also the booth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hector. Shall we make some questions to Hector?
Hector, thank you. And I know you very well, but I think that the audience deserves to learn a little bit more about your business model.
Okay. So our business model is based on usage. It means that having the experience of how other technologies have evolved in the market, typically we will have a business model that gets a percentage of the revenues that the customer is doing. Imagine that next year you can enjoy Australian Open with this technology, and probably you can pay a fee of $10, $5 for being the match during the whole of the tournament. So we will get typically a 10-15% of that.
Thank you. Do we have more?
API or
So we are a software technology, the typical company of the Silicon Valley. So we provide the software. And we have 2 flavors, either the entire app, that could be at the Oculus Go, at the GRVR, at the HTC or the Sony PlayStation, or if you are a company who have already your app, we provide an SDK, and then you include that. For companies like Australian Open, for example, for putting an example, we can provide also the end-to-end solution, even with the production. But this is not our business, so typically we do that with a partner, right? Could be somebody like MediaPro or...
Please, Francesco.
Have you done anything with golf?
We are in discussions with PGA, and we have understood that in golf is very, very interesting and very... but it's very demanding because of the uplink requires a lot of bandwidth. So this is where the telcos like the Telefonica, who have already invested on us, or Verizon, that we are in discussions with, they are deploying the 5G networks. And one of the applications very good is the golf, because that demonstrates that they can be everywhere on that.
Okay, thank you.
And sort of deja vu, but what about the competitive landscape? Everybody's talking about VR and all this. So there are many suppliers knocking at our doors. So what could you say about that?
For me, there are like three suppliers that are working in the same space on us as sports. First one is Intel, Intel acquired a company and they have a solution that is Intel True VR. They are very strong in the Olympics. They have some issues to solve, and indeed they are discussing with us to see if they can solve that issues, as well as with some other companies. There is also Next VR that probably most of you have heard. We don't consider them competitors because they are going to the final user. They are business to consumer. So we consider them more customers than any other thing. And the third one is Lifelike, that is a company who started a little bit before than us. To our knowledge, they don't optimize the video, this field of view optimization that you see more quality here than here. So at the end, the video is not that crispy. They have played with they have other beautiful features. They are a good company. But I think now we are a little bit ahead of the competition, mainly because of the quality of the video. That is what we have focused on.
Okay, thank you. Is that all?
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. So, and we have one more presentation left. Samuel Conway, please. The Global Marketing Director at ZEGAMI, the company coming from UK.
Actually, that's not quite right. I'm actually the CEO. There you go. I'll be the CEO for today. All right, we're a little bit different. Our company is a little bit earlier than a lot of the companies that we've spoken to today. Now, just grab this. What are we trying to do? We're an interesting company because we're looking at data, and we're looking at data in a way that is different to everything else, in that we are generating so much information. We're effectively drowning in data. We're drowning in information, and 90% of the data that we've got today has been generated in the last 2 years, and a lot of that's unstructured as well. So how do we manage or consume or gain insights out of that in a way that's visually intuitive, and it makes it very easy to understand that information? So what we've been working on over the last 2 years, we're an Oxford University spin-out company, is a visual data exploration platform. It's a way of intuitively understanding information. We're combining visual media, data and AI to present information so that everyone can have actually access. And this is not a problem for just businesses, it's a problem for everyone. So we also see that AI is not the total solution. So what I thought I'd do is show you a bit of an example of what we've been working on. Now hopefully this will play. So this is our user interface. It's an esports application. So let's look, we'll drill into a player. We can see on the right hand side you've got all the information about him. And then on the left hand side you've got all of the different attributes that we've got attached to each player. Now we'll put it into a graph view. Let's then sort that by performance rating and then maybe social rating as well. And what you'll notice here is I'm actually intuitively playing with the data and I'm getting a feel for the information. And you notice that guy there was quite high in social, but he was also quite high in performance. So we'll go back to a grid view. And now we'll start to play with his performance rating against his social rating. And we've got a bit of a scatter plot based on the information. And we're able to circle that and we see that Gorilla and Senna are both significantly good players with high levels of social engagement. All right, let's go back to the graph view again. All right, now what we're going to do is obviously look at performance rating. Let's do it by platform at the moment. All right, now this is all based on the information that's attached to these, and we can generate that in lots of different ways. All right, now we've looked at performance rating. Now let's actually look at in terms of social rating. And you notice the guys who are high in performance rating before aren't necessarily high in social rating. So it's giving this ability to play and experiment with the data that other solutions just don't. So now we're looking at Twitter feeds versus the number of tweets that people are making. What we're seeing is that when we circle these top two guys, you've got two interesting characters here because Gorilla's making lots and lots of tweets. We'll go back to the graph view. And so's this guy here, but his social presence isn't as high. Now, to get those sort of insights out of that data set is actually quite difficult. But now we need to start to think about this. What if this wasn't an image? What if this was a video or this was media content? And we generate a lot of information around that. We might run AI or machine learning algorithms over the top and try and extract information. What are we actually building? Please work. There we go. This is what we're in the process of building at the moment. A full platform where we're able to feed various types of media in, data of all sorts, AI, and then have the output as well. And I've run out of time.
Thank you, Samuel. I'm sure you'll have enough questions
I'm sure I will.
to complete your presentation. So, shall we ask Samuel some
Come on, guys,
questions?
far away.
Brian?
What was the revenue model of understanding all those athletes? So for what purpose? I get it. It's interesting.
Yep.
But
Okay, so that there was just, I guess, an example of how we can use the technology. I wanted to use something that was pretty current. Esports is obviously a massive industry. We've heard from a couple of the guys today, who I'm probably going to talk to afterwards, because I think we've got some good ability to work together. So for that particular application, it's more around, I guess, that player selection. We actually have 2 Major League Baseball teams that are using the software for exactly that. At draft time, doing the ad hoc analysis, everyone goes, why is it important to see the image of the player? Well, what about if you drafted the wrong Sam Smith, for example? But not just that, having that access to all of the data around the athlete as well, having that instantly accessible.
Okay, thank you. Do we have more questions?
Thank you. In the sports industry, who are your main clients currently?
So at the moment we've got 2 Major League Baseball teams who have been using the prototype of the product. So what I've got to say is we're in the sort of pre-commercial stage. We're about to release the product commercially. What we've built so far has enabled us to get from being a sort of an on-premises university experimental technology to cloud application. Over the last 2 years, we've generated revenue from 25 clients, but it has been the prototype product, and we're now in the position to really push the software out into the marketplace as we build out the rest of the application.
Apparently, I'm the team question guy.
Yes, I know. I meant to have I should have had a slide about that.
Somebody's got to ask.
No, I can absolutely answer that question. So we currently have 15 people in our team. We have a couple of testers in Bulgaria as well. I can't forget about those. We've grown the company from an initial startup a couple of years ago, based out of Oxford, to 15 people now. We've got a team of developers, highly skilled team of developers, and we've got sales and marketing involved, and myself as CEO and a CTO, and yeah, we're building a company.
Thanks.
Thank you, Samuel.
Excellent.
We have more questions, or?
No one else?
Okay, I guess we're done. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you all for your great presentations, and thanks to our jury. Now they're going to deliberate. The World Football Summit staff will bring you to the room next door where you can make your decision, discuss what you heard. And I ask all the audience to stay here with me, and we're going to vote the company that you like the most.
Where are we going? Another room, but I don't know yet.
Can remind and remember your name, names and faces. Okay, so we're gonna do this this way. I'm going to remind you the name of the person and the company, and you just raise your hand. Pablo will make a calculation of the votes, and then we'll see who's getting the most. Don't judge. If you want to, you can turn around, not to see who's voting, who's not. So the first one was Philip, Challenger Mode, right? From Sweden, the esports platform. Raise your hands if you would like to vote Philip.
You vote for more than one? No, please.
Let's make it honest. Okay, great, thank you. The second presentation was from Jasper and Content Stadium. If you remember the great platform on customizing the media content, okay. The third one, who was the third one? Daniel from NFC Sound. The mysterious technology of listening. 6, 7. Great. Hector, did you vote? Don't do that. Okay, next, Courtney. Courtney and the artificial intelligence chatbot and Okay. Raise it higher, please. Thank you so much. Then we had a presentation from Borja. Borja and VALORA Football. Okay, great. Thank you. Then we had the VR technology from Hector, the transmission in VR, such a great mention. Okay. And the last one that we listened to was Samuel.
There's two votes going here.
Okay. Thank you so much. The special mention that you will be awarded is the 6 months membership at the Global Sports Innovation Center. You will be very, very welcomed. And also there are some more. This year we've got so many prizes. I can't even remember them all. Thank you. We will name the special mention when the jury is coming in again. Thank you so much. You can take your seats. On this stage. Thank you so much again for participating in this. Very, very, very honored to count on you. Yeah, let's take a picture and okay. So we are ready to announce firstly the special mention, the audience award. I'm here with Mounir Thok. He's a founder of the Next Sports, one of the collaborators this year on the STARTCUP challenge. And well, the public decided that Daniel, you are worthy of their special mention. So congratulations. And I give a word to Mounir.
Congratulations, not just Daniel. As part of your award, you win 6 months of membership with the Global Sports Innovation Center, GSIC. And also you win 5 hours of one-on-one sessions with our specialized team on any topics that you believe we can help you with. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Daniel. I hope you're going happy home tonight. And our main award, so I'm going to announce who's the winner, but Iris is going to tell you what's your win. And well, this is something that happening not for the first time. The winner is YBVR. I'm saying that for the first time because they are already partners of the Global Sports Innovation Center, and last year another one of our partners won the competition. And trust me, this is not something where we get in.
Congratulations and welcome to the Global Sports Innovation Center for the next year. I'm so sorry, but it's very unusual, this situation, because Yarabuena is part of the GSIC, is the only, but the GSIC don't vote for you, but it's a very special situation. Congratulations, and we are very, very happy. Yes.
I share a secret. I was thinking on repeating my membership next year in any case.
Thank you very much. Yes, the GSIC lose when he win.
Yes.
No, I'm very happy.
We are very proud to have this kind of partners at our center, and you are all invited to visit us, to contact us. I already told you, and we are waiting. We are looking forward to keep in touch with you. So now, if you would like to, we can take a group picture together with all the finalists.
Thank you.
And congratulations, Hector.
Yes. And congratulations for the rest of the finalists. I think was a very, very difficult for the jury decide.
Yeah, of course, of course. You stand in front of
Come, come.
My goodness. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. All right, we're done. Good job. Thank you.
You were the one asking me for the...
All right, how you doing?
Good,
Yes.
yes.
Why the question? Congratulations.